So before I leave my hotel this morning, I wanted to go ahead and make a quick vlog around Snapchat. So I woke up this morning and saw the news that Snapchat has added new features to their application called Discover. And basically the way it works, you go to your stories and then you press this button here at the top. And you can actually see ESPN, CNN, Cosmopolitan, Food Network, Yahoo News. You can see contents. So we'll show you ESPN, for example, already preloaded within the Snapchat app. So these are the power rankings for the NBA. This is news from the NBA.
This is an area
so this is pretty cool. This is from CNN. And this is a Snapchat-like video already preloaded to their channel.
Supposed to continue well into Tuesday.
And then there's an article. So I know a lot of people out there that I've been talking to at this conference, at the one I was at on Friday, and just brand marketers in general, they're really skeptical of Snapchat. They're skeptical of the fact of, does it work for brands? I say absolutely, hell yes it does. So Snapchat, for all of you out there that aren't as familiar with it, is a publishing tool. It's a publishing platform. And what I like to look at Snapchat is it's a citizen journalism or citizen documentation tool. So I'll give you an example. A good friend of mine, Nick Cicero, he's been on several of my vlogs before. He is in New York. He's dealing with Snowmageddon right now, and he basically documented his whole day yesterday walking through the city. He was on Snapchat. And from where I'm at in San Francisco, I basically saw 2 minutes worth of what's going on in the ground from a citizen's journalistic perspective, which I think is pretty badass in itself. How brands, I think, can be leveraging Snapchat if they don't want to go ahead and pay buku dollars. I think right now, from what I heard, like one day on Snapchat in terms of having sponsored content from a brand's like $750,000, which is a whole hell of a lot of money. So what I recommend that brands do is go ahead and create personal user accounts. So hear me out now. If you run social media, you most likely have a community manager. You have various community managers or various social media managers on your team. Go ahead and have them create handles as what I like to call brand individuals. So these are people, they're individuals that work within a brand. They have a presence and persona online. Have them create a Snapchat account as them, but branded as the company. And have them invite their friends, their family, their network, their colleagues, everyone that they know within their address book on their phone. Have them go ahead and opt into their channels. Then they can use their personal channels to go ahead and promote brand content. But again, it's not being done as the brand, it's being done as the person. People want to follow people. People want to be engaged by people. They don't want to be engaged by brands. They don't want to necessarily follow brands to be sold to. Social media is all about relationship building and growing loyalty and brand awareness. And you do that through people. And this is one of the things I've been talking about over the last, not only a couple conferences I've gone to, but just really in the last several months. I've been talking with a lot of friends in the space about this theory that the real marketers out there are the people. They're not the brands. The brands at the end of the day are advertisers. There's a big difference between an advertiser and a marketer. A marketer is someone who influences and gets people to go ahead and react and move. A brand doesn't necessarily do that. Yes, a brand's in business. A brand has tools such as email, social, digital channels, mobile, you name it, and they do market. But the way that social media works is very much in the degree of people trust other people. People want to be influenced, engaged by other people. That is why it's called social media. So what brands have done is they've found a way to weave their way into these channels, and now they're using it as advertising mediums. Now, the best brands out there, and there are several, they're using this really predominantly to engage with consumers, and that's the name of the game. You want to go ahead and fish in the big pond. You have to fish where the fish are swimming, but you also have to go ahead and engage and interact. Otherwise, all your brand is doing is just advertising online, which is no different than having a banner ad on a website or even having a billboard outdoor. So think of like your social content that you do as a digital billboard, right? It's not very engaging. Yes, you might get clicks, you might get a few retweets here and there, you might get some people to go back to your website and convert. But when you think of how many thousands, or in some cases, how many millions of fans and followers and likes a lot of these brands have, when you really peel back the curtain and see how low their engagement is, you have to really question, is social media an effective medium for them? The answer is it can be, and it is, But you have to really peel back the curtain and look at the content strategy. And the content strategy should not necessarily be to always be trying to hook people onto what you're selling next. It should be, how do I weave my way into their lifestyle? How can I be viewed as a lifestyle brand that complements their daily activities? So if you are a brand that sells, healthy food, a gym, for example, cooking wear, how do you appeal to your target demographic? How are you going to reach out to them? The easy way out is going to be to post content, yes. The more robust, strategic way to penetrate the audience that you're trying to reach out to is through direct dialogue. And that's what social gives you the opportunity to do. What a lot of brands, I think, mess up is they try to cast this really wide net. They see that there are millions upon millions of people on these social networks, so they want to cast this really wide net, and they want to try to capture all these people so they can get all these people to buy with them. And that's not realistic. What brands really need to do is cast a much shorter net, really put narrow focus on who it is that they want to reach, who they want to do business with them, and who they also want to evangelize their brand, because that's the very important thing about it. These tools are most effectively used when people are making recommendations about your brand, and when they're talking about your brand to their friends, to their family, to their network. So again, using Snapchat as that example, it's a powerful tool for brands to go ahead and leverage and put content out there, especially because of the nature of it. It's engaging, messages disappear after a few seconds, millennials are on there now, but the way that you're going to go ahead and grow your presence on Snapchat is not through your brand's logo, it's through the people that represent your brand. That's real talk. These are the thought leaders, these are the decision makers in your company. So it's time that you senior level marketers out there really empower the people on your teams, listen to the recommendations, take their ideas into account, because they're the ones that are going to get you over the hump. That is real talk. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'm really passionate about this topic. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate it if you also share this with your network. It really means a lot. And follow me on Twitter at CarlosGil83. For now, friends, fist bumps, bam, peace, and keep it real. See you tomorrow.